Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on July 10th, 2023. That's right, everybody. We are well into July. We are in the dog days of summer, and we are having a great time. Today is Motivation Monday, so I'm coming to you to give you the inspiration, the motivation, the information you need to tackle your goals, to set a good example for your kids, to bring to your family all of the power, the intensity, the management of emotions, everything that you need to be the best version of yourself, all through health and wellness and being able to conquer all of those challenges that you have. You can't do it without taking care of yourself first. You can't show up and be the world's best mom or the world's best dad without taking care of yourself, without making yourself the best version of yourself that you can. And I want to help you to do that with home gym workouts, eating right, and proper nutrition and information. So I want to invite you to go to homegymhustleheroes.com. Join the challenge group where we can do virtual workouts, where we work together, where we motivate each other and help each other. And I want you to come join us to be the best version of you that you can be for yourself, for your family, for your friends. Show up 100% for your kids. They will, in the long run, they will thank you for it, whether you believe me or not. Today, I want to talk to you about health esteem, which is a concept that came out a few years ago. Maybe it's about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I'm not entirely sure, but I was introduced to the concept, and I think that it's right in line with some of the stuff that I talk about and some of the things that I like to do. So it's really valuable, and I want to introduce the idea to you if you're not familiar. So we're all familiar with the concept of self-esteem, which is about feeling good about yourself and about feeling positive and having a positive and uplifting self-image, and that's all well and good. But listen, we have to accept one simple fact, and that is that we're not perfect. We can be better. We can be better versions of ourselves. So health esteem is a combination of physical health and self-esteem, and it's an important aspect of overall health and well-being. Accepting that you're not perfect is very important, but right along with that is accepting that you can be better. You can be physically better. You can be mentally better. And, I like to think about that in the same way that I think about health and fitness in general. In the past, the health and fitness industry kind of focused on comparing ourselves to impossible standards. You think of like bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger and actors like Sylvester Stallone, and of course all of the models, all of the magazines, all of that kind of stuff that shows, when it comes to comparison, you're going to come up short. You're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're not going to look like Sylvester Stallone. You're not going to look like The Rock. You're not going to look like all these guys. And that's kind of what the health and fitness industry kind of relied upon in the past. And, those kind of impossible standards create their own downside, but then things kind of shifted towards this kind of what you'd call a body positivity kind of mindset, which is accepting yourself where you are. That causes its own problems too, because from a simple, if you want to get into a little bit more of a philosophical perspective, if you want to get into a stoic perspective, you have this idea, and really this all comes down to behavioral psychologists and some other things, but you have this idea that if you're not happy, that you basically have two options. The whole world can change, or you can change. And it's a lot easier for you to change than it is for the whole world to change. So it's really important to understand that you can become better. You can improve yourself. If you're not happy, and if you're not healthy, if you are overweight, if you're weak, if your joints ache, if you can't lift, if you can't get down on the floor and play with your kids, if you can't, go out on the ball field and play with your kids, if you can't, engage with your kids on their level and wake up in the morning with them and stay up late with them and, do all those kinds of things, you're not going to be happy. So what can you do? You can change the outside world. Good luck. You're not going to do that. Or you can change yourself. So health esteem kind of brings those two concepts together. It's about being happy with where you are. It's about not comparing yourself to these impossible standards like you see online on Instagram or on YouTube, or even going further back in, the magazines, the health and fitness magazine industry. It's about not comparing yourself to those areas, while at the same time accepting that you can be better, you can improve yourself step by step. And it's about developing a healthy self-image, building self-esteem through controlling your body, to controlling and building confidence, and taking care of your well-being. So physical health it's only one aspect of health esteem. It's also important to have proper mental and emotional health. It's important to take care of yourself. It's important to take care of time management, stress management, all these kind of holistic approaches. It's about eating good whole foods. It's about not starving yourself, not punishing yourself, not looking at food as good or bad, not looking at not making emotional attachments to things. Emotional attachments to food is a really interesting idea because, you think about it. What do people do? What's kind of the cliche when you think about like somebody? You think of like somebody breaking up with their boyfriend. Like you think of a teenage girl breaking up with a girlfriend. Is that pint of ice cream, eating it right out of the carton? That's that emotional attachment. That's what that is. That's this emotional attachment that people have to food, and we all do it in our own ways. Breaking that kind of emotional attachment is a really core aspect of health esteem. It's this kind of overall approach to improve yourself mentally, physically, to have a good self-image, but to also be able to want to push yourself forward, to want to improve yourself, to become a better version of yourself, and to move forward in a positive and healthy way. Let me give you just a couple like concrete ways of achieving good health esteem. Let me give you just a couple of like concrete, non-abstracted ways. So first and foremost, waking up at the first alarm, not hitting snooze 4 and 5 times. That's going to improve your mood throughout the day. Now that's going to be hard at first if you're used to hitting snooze several times. But just try it for a month or so, and before long you'll be feeling much better than hitting snooze. Another thing is to do the hardest thing first. Do the hardest thing first. So one of my favorite quotes by Mark Twain, he said, if your job is to eat a frog, it's best to do that first thing in the morning. And if your job is to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. So I just think that's a great idea. Like if you have a challenge, if you have something difficult that you have to do, and listen, exercise is one of those things. If you have to exercise. So do it first thing in the morning. Do it, get it done, get it over with. It's just easy to do. So again, a simple way to embrace health esteem. Drop the dirty energy drinks, okay? Drop, and here I'm talking about, the Monster Energies and all those kinds of stuff, including sodas, Mountain Dews, things like that. Did you know Mountain Dew is actually illegal over in Europe? They don't even sell it over in Europe because it's so unhealthy. So all that kind of stuff that people do for energy, that they think is giving them energy, is just awful for you. So skip that stuff. Get rid of that stuff. You don't need that stuff. Plan your lunch the day before. That's another great one. Plan your lunch. That's going to improve your health esteem because that's one less thing you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about what you're going to have for lunch because you're going to be able to have it ahead of time. Give energy. That's a great one. Give into the universe what you want to receive. If you want somebody to compliment you, then you compliment 10 people. If you want somebody to lift you up, if you want somebody to help you out, if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, if you're feeling depressed, then you lift up 10 people. You reach out to 10 people and you lift them up, give them positive energy, positive affirmations, let them know that you worry about them, that you're thinking of them. And all that energy will come back to you. I promise you that. This isn't some woo-hoo kind of hippy-dippy stuff. This is absolutely true. If you give energy, you get energy. Same thing with negative energy, by the way. If you're constantly stomping around, scowling at people, giving people bad looks and gossiping behind everybody's back and things like that, that negative energy is going to come back on you as well. So keep that in mind. And then one final one, just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea for health esteem to help you out in this modern world that we have today, is no screens 30 minutes before bed. So let me encourage you, 30 minutes before you go to bed, don't look at a screen. Don't check your Facebook or your Twitter feed. Don't check your Instagram. And there's two big reasons for this. One is psychological. It gets you excited. If you like to read news, the news is literally designed to make you anxious. That's literally true. That's not an exaggeration or a guess or anything else. News is designed to make you anxious. So if you're reading that right before you go to bed, you're going to go to bed with high anxiety. And number two is the blue light and the activation. Our bodies are designed to go to bed when it's dark. That's what our bodies are designed to do. Now we have all this artificial light everywhere around us. And yes, the light from your screen does count. It's very bright, it's very blue, and it's in the blue spectrum, and it tricks our bodies into thinking that it's daylight. So keep an eye out for that and go to bed. 30 minutes, no screen time. Sit down and write or read a magazine, read a book, something like that, something to nourish your brain, not something to inhibit and cause trouble. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you really enjoyed this. I hope that you have a good time today. Drop me a comment and let me know what you do for your health esteem to improve your health and wellness, little steps that you take to make yourself better. I would love to hear back from you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and until Wednesday, bye-bye for now.